Hey y'all, Daniel Gaines here. Just want to jump on real quick, address a couple things. I don't know if any of y'all seen much today, but at the start of the trial, they tried to raise an issue claiming that I was posting the trial recordings on YouTube last night. Any of y'all who watched the two videos I posted know damn well I didn't play a single thing from an audio recorder or anything else. Clearly, I didn't post the trial information on YouTube. But yet they claim today in court that I did. Interesting concept, is it not? And it was two different attorneys who claimed this. Two attorneys maliciously and intentionally lied to try and cause problems for me. But I'm the problem in all this. Right? Right. Fucking clowns. Apparently, me exercising my First Amendment right to free speech is problematic for these people. Apparently, I shouldn't be allowed to have my free speech rights because me calling them names and me calling out their criminal conduct is apparently extremely detrimental to their well-being, to the point that it's been deemed that I'm actually a threat to my own daughter because I exercise my constitutionally protected rights. That's literally where things stand right now. We're not done, but that's going to be the outcome. I'm going to be deemed a danger to my daughter, and this clown fucking judge is going to let it happen, all because I'm fighting for my rights. What they don't know is that they're being played and set up. I'm not intentionally setting them up. I'm just smart enough to know that what they're doing is criminal, so I'm doing what I need to do to get what I need to get on the record to make this lawsuit much, much easier. And I've done that. I've already, all three of the witnesses so far that the state's called, I'm questioning the fourth now, but the three that are done, all three thus far, have made contradictory statements under oath. All three thus far are guilty of perjury, multiple counts, and that'll be revealed, just the extent of their perjury, whenever I get to question them. It's going to be bad. See, the judge is basically implying that I'm conflating issues and that I should focus on my daughter's needs now, not anything that's happened in the past. I should ignore all that and only focus on now. Well, the problem is, whereas I can't agree that we have to focus on the now, my objection to that is the fact that you keep telling me, Judge Johnson, and these criminal fucking attorneys keep trying to tell me that everything that happened in the past that caused this estrangement between me and my daughter, between me and Faith Kailani Gaines, since this estrangement wasn't of my doing, was done illegally, in violations of my rights, in violation of the law and everything else, I shouldn't have to let all that go. All that is relevant because if that wouldn't have been allowed to take place, there wouldn't be this estrangement. My daughter would have been placed with me years ago, and that would have been the end of it. They can't prove me unfit. The only thing they can use is the fact that I'm pissed off that they keep violating my rights. That's literally all they can use against me. And that's not going to hold up. It's really not. No matter what they think, it's not going to hold up whenever this leaves this corrupt clown's courtroom. That I promise. And again, this corrupt clown that's on the bench, Gerald Johnson, this clown may end up fucking upholding my rights in the end. I can't say yes or no because I don't know what he's going to do. Personally, I 100% personally believe with every fiber of my being he's already made his determination. And nothing's going to change that. The issue is, in his determination, is he going to actually fully uphold the law properly? That's what it's going to come down to. See, I won't disagree that me and my daughter need reunification. Not at all. It really is needed. Not because of my choices or my doing, but that's the reality of my situation, unfortunately. I can't get away from reality. I mean, reality is what it is. Where the problem comes in is they're going to say there needs to be the reunification, which I agree with. But then they're going to claim, the department, that it should be allowed to be up to Faith's discretion. Well, a couple issues with that. I'll break them down real quick. One, a minor has rights in the state of Washington by Washington state constitution. The U.S. Constitution has far more authority, and parental rights supersede the rights of a minor child. Period. Means my rights matter more. Means what I want matters more and carries far more weight legally than what my daughter wants. Because parents all the time have their kids do stuff the kids don't want to do. It's life. We all go through it. The other problem I have is they're going to put these services in place, and then they're going to put my daughter right back in the home with her mother. Okay? Now, I know what people are saying, well, that sounds harsh to say, or to make it seem like it's going to be a bad thing if she's placed with her mom. Well, I'm getting there. Give me a second. I'll elaborate. The problem with Faith going to live with Juliet, there's a few. One, they do nothing but sit there and openly bash and criticize me. My daughter is on documents that have been filed with the courts stating that I'm bald and fat. I won't argue this. Where in the fuck am I fat, though, people? I mean, I'm not exactly a six-pack guy, but damn, I'm 6 foot tall and weigh 162 pounds. How the fuck am I fat? Seriously. I just got done eating, and it was Jack and the Crack tacos. A little bit bloated, but that's not all that is. I do have a little bit of a stomach getting a bit older, but still, less than 165 pounds at 6 foot tall, not considered fat by any standards. So we've got them bashing. Another thing is, Juliet will actively push Faith to not do the reunification. People are going to say, well, how can you say this for a fact and know that that's going to be the case? You might be wrong. Well, you're right. I could be. But let's examine facts real quick, shall we? 2015, Juliet put Faith on a plane, sent her out of the state of Washington because I was trying to get custody rights to my daughter. Told the social workers she would not bring my daughter back into the state unless she got a permanent restraining order to keep me away from my daughter's life. 2015, there was 6 years of no contact. 8 years of no person-to-person contact. But yet I'm such a risk that she needs a lifetime restraining order before she'll even bring my daughter back in the state? Doesn't make any sense. We also have the fact that my daughter's told me, and I can prove it, my daughter's told me that she wanted to speak to me years ago when she was 12 or so, somewhere around in there. And her mother's told her that because of a court order, she wasn't allowed to do so. Yes, there was a court order. However, the problem comes in, Juliet knows, beyond any doubt she knows, all she had to do was go to the courthouse, tell them that her daughter wanted to have communications with her father, and she didn't mind if there was communication between Faith and me, and the courts would have allowed it. I would have probably agreed to some kind of therapy sessions or something else where there was a record of things anyway. So that way everything was on the up and up. But instead, Juliet told Faith, there's a court order and nothing can be done about it. Nothing can be done except you go to the courthouse and tell the judge you would like to allow the contact, especially whenever the Mason County order that she was referring to our daughter, was a default motion, default order. There was no evidence, no nothing. It was a default. So, there's those issues. I won't go into all of it now. don't worry, during the trial, a lot more information will be revealed. I can't wait to get to question Juliet. This is gonna be fun. I also want to address something else that was brought to my attention today. It was brought to my attention by several different people that about 10 minutes into the trial today, the court's live feed was cut and never reestablished. I do want you to know, Thursday, October 22nd, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, when the next trial commences, I am going to bring up a preliminary matter to the judge, and I am going to inquire as to why that live feed was cut. I personally think they got scared because they realized, because I told them who was amongst the viewing audience, the department, and their ex parte communication with the courts and the judges. They told the judge, or the courts, whoever they told, and they cut the feed so that way there can't be witnesses. That's what I personally think. And I could be wrong on this. That could just be my bias against these criminals because, well, of all the crime I can prove. So that could be that. But I am going to, sorry, I got an eyelash bothering me, y'all. I am going to inquire as to why it was cut. However, there is a however. I do want y'all to know a few things. They can cut the live feed all they want. There is still a record of everything. That record will still be made public. And perks of being the smartest one in the room while dealing with these fucking morons. That's all I'm referring to. Perks of being the smartest one in the room. I also know of several other legal options I have that allow me to get around the live feed being cut to establish my own record. My record won't have anything removed from it, won't have anything scrubbed from it. I can't guarantee that this clown's going to let stuff get scrubbed from the record. I don't know. But I guarantee you Farmer has, the other moron judge he has, I guarantee they've scrubbed things from the record. Or just not put them on the record. I can't say what this guy's going to do. What I can say is there is a record that exists. Multiple, in fact. I'll admit to at least 2 records right now. That's what I'll admit to for now. One is obviously the court's record. Clearly. But when the department mentioned at the beginning of things today that I was recording and posting them on YouTube, one of the comments the judge said, whenever I said that there was no recordings of the hearings posted on YouTube last night, which is, again, factual. You've seen the videos, you know this. I'm not making up, they're lying criminals. But anyway, I digress. One of the things the judge stated on the record was that even if I were to record court hearings and post that information publicly for all to see, he straight admitted, I don't think I have the authority to do anything anyway. Straight what he said. Now, if you watched today, before the feed was cut, you would have seen me doing this with a smirk on my face, like this. What I was saying was, because the judge looked at me on the screen, he seen me shaking my head and smirking. What that was signaling to the judge is that, no, you do not have the authority to stop me, nor do these clowns in the department. Which means technically, because I have constitutional rights and everything else, I could say live stream the entire thing and they couldn't say or do anything. I could record it through a number of mediums and they couldn't say or do anything. I could have a court transcriptionist in my home that I hired and pay for out of pockets, who is approved by the courts here in Missouri, making a record of it, and they can't say or do shit about it. I can reveal any of that information to the public at any given time of my choosing. They can't say or do shit about it. So the thing is, my daughter's attorney objected because my daughter doesn't want me putting this stuff out. The reason my daughter's pushing for this is because it makes it impossible to deny what I've been claiming all these years. And that's what's trying to be avoided. Anything that might come back on mom is what's trying to be avoided. And so that, baby girl, I'm sorry you don't want me to put this stuff out there. And I'm sorry that I am when you don't want me to. But I can't let another person go through what I've gone through for the last almost 17 years. I can't let another person feel the way I've been forced to feel for the last almost 17 years. I can't, in good conscience, sit idly by and allow another father to miss his only child's entire fucking childhood because I didn't do anything. I'm not built that way. I'm sorry. I'm a protector. I protect people. I look out for people. That's who I am, and that's what I do. As I've told you before, baby girl, it's nothing personal. It's not. I just can't let it keep happening. I understand the psychological trauma and damage has been done. Again, I'm sorry. Not my doing. 100% not my doing. We both know who it is. I won't state it for your benefit, at least until after it's proven in the trial. But we both know it wasn't my doing. So again, all I can say is, I'm sorry that it bothers you, but I don't have a choice. Now, back on topic. As far as it goes, I can promise each and every one of you a number of things. One, there will be the entire record released. And if anybody, when I release this, if anybody wants to challenge the validity of things, take me to court. Please do. Take me to court for misrepresenting fact. We'll see who wins that one. I don't have shit to hide. I'm openly an asshole to you fucks because of your action. I don't have shit to hide. Come at me, we'll play that game. I'll also tell you this. If you want to see what's going on or want firsthand knowledge, in other words, getting the information straight from the horse's mouth, meaning me, I would encourage you to, how's the best way to say this? Keep an eye on things as they pertain to me. I can't say too much because the department likes to watch my videos and they like to make up lies. You know what? Fuck these people. Watch my Facebook. Watch my Facebook. I can't guarantee I will go live for the entire trial, but I can't guarantee I won't go live for the trial either. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day, I guess. But know that whatever I decide to do will be well within my legal limits. Will be 100% legal. When I post it online, that'll be a 100% legal. And when it's posted online, everybody else who shares it from that point, they will be 100% legal. Y'all are protected because you're not the one that put the information out there. I am. I can't be faulted because, well, whereas they might be able to raise the point that because this matter does involve a minor, my daughter, that it should remain confidential, they could raise that point. And typically that'd be a valid argument. Actually, it's always going to be a valid argument. However, there's only two who can legally put this information out to the public. Those two people are myself, as Faith's father, and Juliet, as Faith's mother. See, Faith can't even release that information yet because she's still a minor and doesn't, unless she has the consent of me and her mother. We would have to raise our if I didn't already put it out there, she would need the consent of me and her mother to violate our privacy rights because she's a minor. We can waive the privacy rights in this matter, and that does include Faith's privacy rights. I can waive those by simply putting the information out there, and nothing can be said or done about it. Because, as her father, I enjoy that right. It is my right to waive privacy or to keep matters confidential. Now, I know what some people may say. If your daughter doesn't want to be out there like that, dude, it's kind of harsh to put her out there, isn't it? Yes. The thing is, and facts will show this, my daughter put herself out there. I didn't. The first time, whenever I first learned about Juliet's criminal arrest, I started looking into things on Facebook because that's how I found out about the criminal arrest. As I've told y'all, found it on Facebook, and it went from there. Well, while going through some of the information, reading some of the comments and stuff like that, because it's always good to look at things from all perspectives, get all the information and everything else. Don't speculate, don't make assumptions and look stupid yourself. It's always best to properly look into things. So I'm looking through comments, and in the comments, before I ever made a YouTube video or anything, my daughter's commenting on some of these posts, standing up for and defending her mother. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. She's defending her mom. Believes her mom's innocent. But she put herself out there. And it was only literally a matter of minutes before people learned that the name Faith was Juliet Parker's daughter. I didn't do that. What I did do was started jumping on there and commenting to these people who were bashing my daughter, defending my daughter. That's what I did. I jumped on there and defended my child. I didn't bash. I didn't put her name out. All I did was defend her. She put herself out there. Again, you put yourself out there. I didn't do this. I understand now you don't want me to put this information out there, baby girl, but you don't want the rest of this coming out because it already looks pretty bad. And you've already stated you don't want to deal with the parental alienation and all that. Not that you don't believe it's true, but just because you don't want to deal with it is why I'm supposed to not address it. I'm sorry, but you should want to address it just as much as I should. You should be asking your mother why it happened. You should want to know this stuff too. I mean, look at it this way. We'll play your game. Hypothetically, say your mother did lie to you about everything. And I'm not a monster, baby girl. If that's the case, that means you missed out on an entire life of a loving father. You should be wanting to inquire and learn these facts yourself. I shouldn't be the only one fighting here. But I understand parental alienation, malicious parent syndrome. They cause psychological harm. I get that, so I understand why you're fighting. I don't like it, but I understand why you fight against me and why you're disrespectful to me. I get it. I don't like it, but I don't fault you and I don't blame you. Well, okay. I do fault you for being disrespectful, but I don't blame you for doing so under the circumstances. Because even if It's not. But even if everything your mother said was true, you should still always treat people with respect. You can choose not to have a relationship or to have a relationship with somebody. But whenever all you have is your mother telling you things are true, without any kind of proof or anything else, and whenever her own documents prove she lied and been lying, should show a little bit of respect at least. That's just my personal opinion. But again, I know you're just as much of a victim as I am, so I can't really blame you. Can't really even fault you much, but I really don't blame you ultimately, because, I mean, like I said, it's not your fault. It's not. You didn't do this. You're only responsible for your actions moving forward after you learn the full truth. But anyway, no, y'all just know things will be made public. The trial today was pretty much the same as yesterday. Judge still allowing hearsay in violation of my due process rights. Multiple 14th and 15th Amendment violations today. And I guess these people are too stupid to realize that where ultimately they're going to rule against me. They're too stupid to realize the record I'm establishing here. There's a reason I keep saying different constitutional amendment violations, and I'm going to start citing actual legal codes moving forward that are being violated, just that way it establishes the record. Because the judge is actually obligated to address and remedy violations of law when they're brought to the judge's attention. If it's a matter the judge is presiding over, that is. Otherwise, you have to get it into court and then blah, blah, blah. But if you bring up violations of law and such like that during a matter, the judge is actually under a legal obligation to address and remedy. I keep bringing it up. Judge keeps telling me I'm testifying. No, it's actually bringing up violations of law. But okay, fine. I'll play your fucking game. Let me call my witnesses. Let me finally have my chance to testify then, motherfucker. Let's see what happens then. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Just wanted to mainly let y'all know. I know I get long-winded and off topic and blah, blah, blah. I know I'm horribly scatterbrained at times because I constantly have so many different laws and case law and all that shit running through my brain. It really does suck. But very useful and helpful. Mainly it was just to address the fact that the live feed was cut. However, don't worry. There is still a record. Other than the court, there will always be one. And again, I can't say either way, yes or no. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel Thursday morning, I guess. But Thursday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time or 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, watch my Facebook. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just watch my Facebook. Oh, for you people that are going to think you're cute, like at the department, good luck seeing my shit. It's locked down except what I make public. You don't have access to it. Even if I were live streaming, you wouldn't have access. But again, I'm well within my legal limits and legal rights to do so. So fuck your feelings. The rest of you, I love y'all. Have a good night. Peace.